Somebody prayed for me. They had me on their mind. They took up time and prayed for me. And I'm so glad they prayed. Oh, I'm so glad they prayed. Oh, I'm so glad they prayed for me. Anybody had a praying mother or a praying grandmother? Say, my mama, oh, she prayed for me. Something about them praying mamas and grandmamas. Oh, she had me on her mind. She got down on her hands and knees with tears running down her face, heart bleeding. Took up time and prayed for me. And I'm so glad she prayed. Ain't you glad your mama and your grandmama prayed for you? I'm so glad they prayed. I'm so glad she prayed for me. Listen, when we was out in these streets, in these clubs, thinking about getting high, ain't lose our mind, ain't get shot, ain't get killed by nobody. We ain't killed nobody, nobody killed us. Riding up and down the highway, driving fast like we ain't got no sense, ain't get into no car accidents. Somebody was praying for us. Somebody covered us. We was in school. Ain't nobody coming to school. That's because prayer was in the school, y'all. We got to pray for these kids. Just like our mothers and our grandmamas got down on their hands and knees and opened up their heart and took us before the throne and prayed for us. We got to do the same for these kids. Satan been out to get us. Satan been out to kill us. But they prayed for us. They took us to church and they made us sit down and listen. And they taught us how to pray. And we got to do the same for these kids. We got to cover them. Our grandmothers prayed for us. My grandmama walked the floor back and forth praying. I remember her crying, praying. My mama did the same thing. They prayed for us. They watched over us. And them angels protected us. And we got to do the same for these kids. Get on the prayer call early in the morning. Let the kids listen to it. If you don't know how to pray. When they sleep, get that oil and put on them. And pray for them. Cover these babies. Satan is out to get them. Like they was out to get us. They saw our sinful mama ways in us. And they said, God, they can't help it. Watch over them. And that's what them angels did. And we got to do the same thing, millennials. We having these kids. We got to teach these kids. When you raise up a kid in the way they should go, they will never depart. We got to pray for these babies. Because somebody prayed for us. And I'm so glad they prayed. I'm so glad they prayed for me.